want to get into kind of like what we spoke about. Like, I want this top conversation to be about the realities of motherhood. So, talk to me about the like single motherhood. What is that like? You know, like I wanted to, because obviously you hear the conversation around it online, and it's never like we spoke about before. It's never really real. It's like everyone's always trying to just say what they think. You know, like maybe what they think is going to get clicks or whatever. You know,
which is fair. You gotta get that money, but like.
But like
we need some real things.
Exactly, there's mothers out there who want realness because they actually need, you know, to know what the hell's going on, what they want to do. So talk to me what single motherhood is like behind the surface. What is like for you? What has your experience been like?
It's hard. I'm gonna be so real. It's hard. I think there are some pros, of course, like as to doing it by yourself or not. It depends on your situation, obviously. Like my circumstances, being a single mom was 100% healthier and better for both me and my daughter, and I will never regret that decision to do that. But I think single motherhood, as much as I can try and show you the positives of it, is very hard. Like, it's just me. And I'm a very patient person, and then I had my daughter, and I had a toddler. Ooh. And she tests me every single day. Okay, like she's testing me at the moment. But you're the only one that gets overstimulated. All the decisions fall on you, all the bills fall on you. You have to, like, you have mum guilt, but you don't have time to be guilty about the things that you're not doing because you're constantly doing something else. Like, there's no one to hand it off to. Like, I can't be like, here, go make her breakfast this morning, let me sleep in. Or here, go put her to bed so I can have 10 minutes. Like, it's me all the time, around the clock. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. But I love my daughter, but we're so close. Like, we're just so close. And I think I don't know if there was, her dad was in the picture or anything like that. I don't know if that would change our dynamic. But we are so close because it's just us two 24/7. Like, we are always together. The girl comes into the toilet with me and hands me toilet paper. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're just that close. But it's hard. I would be lying if I said it was all sunshine and roses, for sure.
Yeah, like you mentioned about just like the fact that you make all the decisions yourself too.
Yeah.
I can imagine also as a first mother too, like there's all these questions you have for yourself, you know, like how do you navigate that? Like, because I also want to give people an understanding, obviously in the realities about how you can navigate that. So when you do have those moments where you're like, Mark, it's just me, like what conversation are you having in your head to kind of like get yourself to like...
I don't know. I usually just like, I'll get overwhelmed, I'll get a bit upset, and then I'm like, well, you gotta do it anyway. Like, that's literally how it goes. Like, and it's only through therapy that I've like allowed myself to feel the first part, because before I'd be like, no, you need to keep going. Like, you need to keep going. Then I would just crash and I would just burn out at the end of it. But I think when it comes to making decisions, like, I know in my heart, my intent is always to have my daughter's best interest at heart. Like, just always, like, anything that helps her and helps her grow or develop or anything like that, that is the point of every decision that I make. So I try to make sure that it's all centered around her, and then obviously my needs and stuff come second to that. And I will always stand by that decision-making process. Like, just, does it help them? Yes or no? And then go to yourself after that. So I think you just got to take time and just process, like, whatever the decision is, you just got to take time. Give yourself grace.
So is that first part almost like feeling the feelings of it? Like if you're feeling overwhelmed, allow yourself in that small moment to let yourself feel overwhelmed, 100%. And then you can actually deal with the decision that comes afterwards and what you need to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think taking 5 minutes, like, putting them in a safe space. I think all mums always say this, like, if you're overwhelmed, because it gets to a point where you're literally like, I'm gonna like scream. Like, that's literally how you feel, and that's how things like shaken baby syndrome and stuff happen, is because you're so overwhelmed, you're just like, just stop. Like, the safest thing to do is to put them somewhere safe. Go outside, take 5 minutes. Obviously, not if you like don't have a balcony. Like, don't leave the house. Like, if you have a balcony, just go into the balcony, take 5 minutes, breathe, and then come back and reassess the situation, because it is so easy to get overstimulated like that. Like, I could be sitting here fine. If she was awake right now and she came and just started touching me and yelling and crying, I literally would be overwhelmed in like seconds.
Yeah, because there's all that attention on you. Because I can imagine, and like, there is that aspect of, I think we spoke about it last time, the aspect of like, you're a mother now. It's like, that's your first identity before 100%. Anything else. Before you even near, you're a mother. So like, when there's human beings in the room, your first identity is almost like, just doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. Like,
I forget that I'm Nia sometimes. Yeah. I really do. I forget who that is. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, we know who it is.
I feel like I know who she is. Like, I really know who she is right now.
I know exactly what you mean. And it's like, finding that balance is so important too, right? Because like, in order for you to even be your vibrant self, you need to understand who Nia is. You need to understand who you are.
And you change. Like, everything changes when you have a baby. Like, everything, your mind, your soul, like what you prioritize in your life and what you view as important and not important. And I think you have to relearn yourself, but also have to like raise a human. You're raising yourself, because I'm still a young mum, so like it's a juggle. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have my moments.
I think also like with the aspect of just you used to mention about you and her, you and Aria, like there's that kind of like isolation with it too.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel, because I've seen some mothers talk about like loneliness and like how there is like a deep loneliness they have because the fact that obviously you have to isolate yourself, focus just on her, but also if it's just you and her, you know, do you feel that loneliness sometimes?
100%. I think loneliness is probably the number one word I would say if like about single motherhood. And I think motherhood as well, like I don't want to just subject it to just single mums because I think all mums feel a level of isolation, but I think when you're a single mum, like that is another kind of loneliness that you just can never describe. Like I speak to a 1-year-old all day. She barely speaks. Like she tries, but like she barely speaks.
It's not like back and forth conversation.
Like it's not like stimulating. Like this to me is like enjoyable. Like I love spending time with her. I love talking to her. But it's a different with an adult, you know. But I think the loneliness, like it usually hits. She goes to bed at 7:30. So by 7:30, like it just clicks in, and I'm like, okay, like I'm just gonna sit here, do the same thing I do every day, like watch a show maybe, like, and I'll call my friends and be like, hey guys, do you wanna come around? Like, I literally ask like my her godmother is always here because I'm just like, please, like, just come here. Like,
like adult.
I'm like, come sleep over, come sleep. But no, it's lonely. It is lonely. I think just speaking about it and making sure that your village are aware of how you feel, because I've become very vocal about that. Like, like if I'm having a tough time, like I'll call my cousin, I'll call my friend, I'll call my mum, and I'll be like, I'm just so lonely right now. My mum will be like, let's go out. And she'll be like, come pick you up. Let's go drive somewhere. And it's important. Like, you need your village to help you through that. Like, it's not loneliness. Is not something you can break yourself. Unfortunately, you just have to get used to being by yourself and like saying in that. It's a hard one to get used to. For sure.
I remember last time you spoke about the importance of the village, and I think that's so true. Like, even me, remember when I was a kid too. Like, obviously I remember my mum, but I remember everyone else around him. Everyone else, like the next door neighbor who, like, you know, because I was raised in Ghana. When I go back to Ghana, they remember me, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah, but I feel it. Like, love that.
Exactly, you know, and like, and then it's like I think I remember when I was a kid, it was probably that where like my mom would like, here, take him for like a minute or like a day, and then I was like in their house like the whole day, just chilling, and I had no idea what this girl, but it's part of that village, you know, it's part of that kind of community that she created around
herself. I now get it, like, you know, when you're younger and you see your mum always with their friends, and like, you're always with their friends' kids, or like you always see them on the phone talking to their friend, like that is so important. Like, I now understand why she was always on the phone to her friend. I am always on the phone to one of my friends, unless they're working, then there's just snakes for that. But like, but yeah, I'm always on the phone to someone. So like, it's important. Villages are so important. It makes me so sad that so many women don't have a village, because you need it. Like, it's not even, it's mandatory, truly.
Let's talk about that then. What are some of the like practical and emotional supports that you wish young mothers had? You know, you've been through it too, so you kind of understand what it's like on the other side, but now you've kind of come out of it. What were some of the things that you thought you wished that, like, I don't know, as a society or maybe as like a, you know, group of like, you know, communities we had in place to support young mothers? I
feel like more groups, like more group, I don't know, therapies or group talks, like more, I don't know, like we can be each other's villages. Like, yes, we're all struggling. Yes, we all have different age kids, and like it's tough at like different stages. But I think if we came together more and we spoke more honestly, like loads of women are so scared to speak honestly about their experience and how they feel towards motherhood, because they don't want to be seen as ungrateful, and they don't want to be seen as, you know, like complaining or whining. Like, you chose to have a kid, like that was your choice, like why are you complaining? But it's like, we choose to have a job, it still fucking gets irritating. I'm sorry, but like it still gets irritated. Like, you still complain about your job. You love getting paid, but you still complain about your job. And it's the same thing. Being a mum is a thankless job. Not that you need the thanks, but like it's a thankless job, and you're just working 24/7. So I feel like we need more outreaches, we need more events, we need more everything, because I think single mums and young mums, like, you just feel so alone in this world. Like, you just feel like you're the only one that's going through it, and like everyone's gonna judge you because you had a kid young. It's like the amount of times I go into doctor's appointments and they're like, they talk to my mum instead of talking to me about my kid, and I'm like, no, I'm here. Hi.
Like, I look after right this kid all the time. What are you talking about?
Literally, like, they'll just start talking to my mum, and I'm like, no. Like, I feel like it goes beyond just like us. I think so many people view young mums as like, well, you guys chose to have kids young, so like, it's crazy.
No, you're 100% right. I think also you mentioned about just like the groups, like the social, I guess I'll call it like real life social networks.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like we used to have that where we had less.
Yeah, we always had like group things, and we were always out with other people's kids. Like, I made friends with people I didn't even know who they were. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, stranger danger wasn't a thing back then, but it's a thing now. I think I would love to host events and like bring people together because I think it's so important. Like we need it. We need a reason to leave the house.
Honestly, I think it's that kind of, we talk about community. Like we need communities. Obviously, as social creatures, we're evolved in communities, and like we see it kind of show up in these kind of moments. Whereas like these things that we've done all the time, like our mothers and like how they kind of were supported in their community and how we help them through it, because raising a child is the most important thing as a society. Crazy, like bottom line, we don't do that. We don't exist as a society.
100%. You have to keep nourishing the new generations come up so they can do it.
The people that do so is like paramount, and I think, we kind of lose that now because we're just focused on so many other stuff.
I definitely think so. I think since social media like rose and everything, I feel like my daughter will never go and like knock on her neighbor's door to go play, or like they won't go. I would never like let her go play in a park by herself. I just wouldn't in this world. Absolutely not. Like it just wouldn't. So I think the times have changed, and obviously we've changed with them. But that means that mums are being left behind within that. And I think as a society we don't acknowledge the level of like strain and everything that mums have on them, and why we need to have our community so much more now than ever. I think. Like, we just get a little bit lost in the kerfuff.
A whole lot of kerfuff.
Literally a whole lot of kerfuff. We're just like, they're raising kids, like, they're at home, so they're fine. Like, no. No.
You need them outside.
Save me. Save me. No, honestly, I think it's important. I don't know why we don't have it now, because there's so much social media. I can literally send an invite to an event tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have an event to send it to, but if I did, I would.
But no, it's like, I think it's the aspect of like, I think, the trust almost, like you said, like sending your kid outside to the park. When I was a kid, my mom would do that all the time. She would like leave me outside.
I didn't even see her. I don't know where she
was. I was like, Mom, like,
do you care?
Exactly.
I'd run back and just be
it's
like,
been hours. I could have been gone.
I could have been
Didn't
dead.
even check. You just look out the window. I say that.
So I see his head, like,
but it's like there was a trust in no one's gonna do anything to him. No, he's in a community. It's like he's with his friends.
Someone's mum's watching.
Exactly.
I don't know who's.
Someone's mum's watching. They have
100%.
to. But we've kind of lost, and I think you're right. We need to find a way to bring that back.
100%.
It's so important. You mentioned also about like just being at the doctors or the GP, and then them talking to your mum, like the kind of the respect we have, or like the way we view young mothers.
So bad.
Talk to me a little bit more about that. What's that been like for you?
Do you know what? I think since I've been more on social media, like recently, my feed is now filling up with like single mums and young mums sharing their stories, and every single time I go into those comments of those videos, it's like disgusting. Genuinely, that's the only word I can think of, like disgusting. Like you have, and it's not just men, it is men and women, obviously strongly on the men's side, sorry about that. But it is men and women, and you'll just see comments like, well, you chose to have a kid, well, you laid down with him, well, you should have thought about this beforehand. And it's like, do you think that we can see into the future? Do you think we knew that this was going to happen? Because I promise 99% of single mums or young mums didn't think that they were going to be single mums by the end of it. Like they didn't. Like I just know we didn't. I know I didn't. But that's just how it happened. And I think the view that society has on young mums is like, you're irresponsible. You made this big decision as a child. Like all of these things. And I don't think people really understand that when you have a kid, like your maturity speeds up like 10 times. Like you just have to grow up because you're raising a kid. And not everyone grows up. Not everyone naturally steps into that role of motherhood because of so many different reasons. But I think society's so tough on us. Like you cannot do right. Like you're a single mom, you're doing the role of two people. They're like, why did you have a kid? Why, like what did you do wrong? Like that's always what I see. What did you do wrong? And it's always like blame put onto the mum rather than the parent that isn't there. Do you know what I mean? And I think when the roles are reversed and you see dads that like step up and they're single dads, and it's like, oh my God, wow, you're doing amazing. Like, good job.
Meanwhile, you just do one ball
literally,
like 1 day a week.
Like, what? It's crazy. Like, I hear it. Love praising single dads that like are doing the whole thing. Love that for you guys. But give the same love back to single mums, because how is it my fault? Like, truly. And some people's situations, like there is fault, blame. You can do all of that all day. But I know for my situation, it 100% wasn't my fault. It just wasn't my fault. And I think there's just so much hate out there for people that actually like are doing it. Like we're actually actively raising human beings. Like not many people understand what that takes or what that feels like. And the lack of grace that women have around single motherhood or being young mums is so disgusting. Like truly, it makes me sick.
No, you should, because there's also the lack of compassion too. Like just
compassion.
Basic human compassion. It's not even just about like, do you agree with their decisions or not? Like you don't know the story. So how can you even make a judgment on that? Literally. But it's like the kind of human compassion for someone going through that, and your reaction to be like, it was your fault.
That is the number one comment I see.
You know what I mean? Like how does that in your mind like register? Like that's okay to say. You know?
I know. And even before I was a mum, I never understood people blaming the mum for being a single mum. Like, she stood up and she did what she needed to do. Like, she's doing it. She's actually raising a human being by herself. So how can we bash her for that? Then we're telling her it's her fault because he left. Like, why? How did we get here?
How does
like,
that make sense?
Aren't we all grown? Like, then we all make decisions. Like, I don't understand it. But obviously everyone's situations are different. And I'm sure there's a bunch of stories out there where, like, the single mum actively chose to, like, trap someone and a guy's trapped a girl. Like, that all happens. But, like, not everyone's situation is that. And most of the time, it's not even that. Like, we usually as women take ourselves away if we feel like it's not beneficial for our kids. We don't even think about ourselves or how we feel about that person. Like, I'm thinking always about my kid, and to make that decision at 20 years old to raise her by myself, I would do it again because that was the right decision, and I stand by that. 10 toes down. I stand by that.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. And I think it's so, like, first, it was amazing that you did that. Like, but it also, like, and you continue doing it. It's not even like you did, you continue to do it.
Yeah.
But also, I think we should have more of a, that's why I wanted to have the topic, because we should have more of a understanding and compassion
100%
for especially young mothers, because there is a, like, if you just, like, zoom out, first off, if you zoom out, most of our mothers were young mothers.
Yeah.
And I know for my mum it was very similar.
Yeah.
But there wasn't no, like, it was like, okay, cool, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We're gonna help you.
Here's your village.
We
got you. Like, that's not a thing now. You have a kid at 20, and 20 is not even a teenager, but, like, you're still considered, like, young, like a young mum, and you just get slandered for it. I see so many women get slandered in their comments for it. I'm like, how is it their fault that, like, they're trying, like, they're actually doing it?
Absolutely.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
but
like, so, like, I remember, because I always speak to my mum, like, you know, about stuff like this. Shout out, mum.
Shout out, Mumsy.
Shout out, Mumsy. I remember speaking to her, and I think one of the things she also spoke about was, like, when she was younger, like, well, when she had a kid at that young age, what she had to do was come to terms with, like, the idea of motherhood that she had in her head,
100%.
and just, like, how that wasn't the reality. Like the reality was this, and, like, those two things couldn't both exist. And so, like, letting go of that perfect, oh, everything's fine, and this, and dealing with the reality was, like, you know, there was kind of a grieving process there. What was that like? Do you relate to that? What was that? Did you have to grieve that idea of motherhood that you had in your head?
100%.